But I will just say, don't you dare judge me, YouTube. Don't you dare judge me. If you get that quote, you will know what's about to happen. It's a quote from the 2006 Pride and Prejudice. Hello, and welcome to Losing My Knit, Vlogmas 2024, aka 12 Days of Knitmas. I'm Jeff, and this is day 10, where I'm going to talk about yarn buying and collecting. You can follow me on Instagram at losing.my.knit, put it below, and on Ravelry at losingmyknit, no spaces or punctuation. I remembered, yay! This is apparently a controversial topic. It may not be controversial. It is a distinct hobby. You can have knitting, crocheting, weaving, spinning, and then you can and you have to buy all the supplies for those. But then you can actually just have the hobby of yarn buying or collecting yarn. I like to think that I fall into the former, where I only buy for projects that I'm going to do, for things that I want to make. And I have gotten a lot better about it, but there are, shall we say, some weak points that if I see a yarn and it is connected to one of these things, most often literary, I will buy it and I will save it. I now need to figure out what I'm going to do with this yarn. I'll start, I'll just show it to you. This is my collection. This is by no means all the yarn. If you saw my organization, you know that I have like close to 300 skeins. But these are the ones that I don't have true thoughts for. They're ones that I bought because I was drawn to them because of their connection to something else. Every one of them is literary. Two of them actually are from a TV show. I have already talked about the fact that that shelf there is full of Jane Austen. That shelf there is full of Wuthering Heights. Oh, no, reverse. That's Wuthering Heights, that's Jane Austen. You can actually see a little Jane Austen figurine right there. And then down here, there's a Harry Potter shelf from when I used to collect those. And this is a whole bunch of graphic novels and signed novels and sort of forever books that I won't give away. I will start with the two non-literary ones. So these are by the Knit and Word. She does mostly literary ones, but these two were from Avatar, The Last Airbender. And they were just so, the speckle, the stripe, like they're actually showing up pretty true to color. This one is Aang for Aang, The Last Airbender, and this is Wan Shi Tong's Library. It is a phenomenal show. The animated one, the newer one on Netflix is actually pretty good. And I really hope they go to Wan Shi Tong's Library. It was probably one of my favorite episodes. So I got these two recently. No idea what I'm going to use them for, but I love the colors. These two are one-offs. So this is by Teeny Button Studio. It is from The House in the Cerulean Sea. She took the cover and it's beautiful. It's stunning. I'm going to make a hat out of this. It's a standard sockhead slouch or maybe one of the Elliot 2x2 rib beanies. This I actually got from, I think she's gone out of business. I got two of these. This is from her Hogwarts collection. I made my partner one from Hufflepuff. This is Ravenclaw, Rowena Ravenclaw's house. Again, don't support rolling. All that shit is crazy. You should not use your platform to harm other people. We'll just leave it at that. But I bought that a long time ago. I haven't knit it up yet, but I will say that he loves his hat because the yarn is so soft. This is another one-off. This is from Holly Press Fibers. inspired by Tolkien. She's done a whole bunch of Tolkien's different inspired ones. This is called Elvish Singing, and I just really loved the greens and blues and it's stunning. It's coming across pretty true to form, but like from the darks to the lights, it's just, I love it. The next one is harder to find, and I don't know if I would buy all of them, but I do. Every time I see one, I get a little bit excited. So Wuthering Heights is one of my favorite novels of all time. I read it first in high school, was not a fan of it, and then I read it sometime in undergrad or right after undergrad. And I lived in Leeds in the UK, which is a stone's throw from Haworth, which is where the Brontes lived, and where the moors, so where Wuthering Heights is set. And so I have this newfound, it's not new now, it's like almost 15, 20 years at this point, but I have this love for it even more so than before, and that's actually what introduced me to A Busy Life. She was doing a literary yarn society a few years ago, and this is Wuthering, she called it Wuthering Society, so it's kind of got these browns and creams and dark blues, so like the skies. There's these really dark pockets, so kind of like a stormy sky coming in. And these are kind of like the colors of the moors and the heath when the fall, so after all the green is leached out. And then same thing with this one. This is from Ex Libris. I think this is the very first one that I bought. Again, it's almost this dark and stormy color. Kind of has the colors of the greens and the browns and the grays of the moors and the darker tones of like when a storm's coming in. But yeah, so these are the two Wuthering Heights ones that I have. As you'll notice, that's not that much. Pride and Prejudice, which, you know, obviously people love a lot more. And Jane Austen, she's much more read, I think, than Emily Brontë and Wuthering Heights. There's a lot more in here. So these are, yeah, this is basically, if you see one, tell me, because I will probably want to buy it. There's one collection on Etsy that I've had saved for years, and it's supposed to be it's 6 colors inspired by Jane Austen's novels. I think 2 of them are just misses, and so I probably won't ever buy it. I also don't have a great 6-color shawl or a 6-color project. So yeah, so I don't have one that represents all of them. Most of these actually I think they're all Pride and Prejudice. We'll start with, this isn't the oldest, but this is a 250 grain set. It's called the Love Set. It's Fitzwilliam and Elizabeth, so Lizzie and Mr. Darcy. This is kind of a blue-green, which I like, and this is a very faded rose color almost. It's coming across beige there, but it's a rose color. Again, Daydream Dye Works. I bought this, I think, when she was going out of business. I don't think she's dyeing anymore. I do have another one by her, which is In Vain Have I Struggled. This one I actually got from some Dragon Art and Fiber in North Carolina. I saw it and I was like, oh, that's going in my cart. I love the name. Color is very different. It's very rich. It's very dark. It almost gives me Wuthering Heights vibes. But like if you think about it as right before the lowest point of the novel for Darcy, kind of makes sense. Like it works. I love the richness of all the colors in here. This set is again by Holly Press Fibers. I saw this at the same time, or I got this at the same time I got the Elvish Singing. This is called Oakham Mount. So it's this beautiful blue, it's a sock set, it's this beautiful blue mini, and then kind of this blue and brown and creams full set. And if you don't, Oakham Mount is from Pride and Prejudice. It's where Mrs. Bennet tells the girls to take Mr. Darcy for a day out I think. I'm pretty sure. It's a passing reference, but this is these beautiful colors, and I feel like this would make a beautiful hat. Or I could make socks with contrasting heels and toes, but I'm not a great sock knitter. Also from Holly Press Fibers, Dearest Lizzie. This is probably my all-time favorite one that I have. This is coming across as very blue, but it's a turquoise. It's a deep, deep teal. And then you kind of have the roses. It's coming across purple, but kind of a purpley rose. The cream, the greens, the blues. This is just stunning. This is actually the one I think that brought Holly Press Fibers to my attention, and then I bought the other 2 or 3. This last one, not last one, I've got 2 left. This one is from Teeny Button Studio. I've started to see this phrase a little more often. More Pride, Less Prejudice. Dunayathan Comics makes a t-shirt every year. I think I have 3 of the last 4. But she made this, and it's this kind of like pastel rainbow. Pastel rainbow colors, goes into the deep blues. And I don't know, it made me, when I saw it, it made me happy. And I was like, oh, I'm going to buy that. No idea what I'm going to use it for. And I love that it's kind of a Pride version of Pride and Prejudice. And then this very last one, I bought just recently. I don't remember what they're calling it. They might be calling it the Boston Fiber Festival. Boston Fiber Company does put a whole bunch of tents outside their shop, and they have vendors there, and Knit and Word was there, so that was where the Aang and the Wan Shi Tong came from. But she also had this, which was inspired by Pride and Prejudice. It's a 4-color collection of mini skeins. There were actually 5 in the collection that she did, but I didn't discover her until after the collection was done, and I figured 4 out of the 5 would be great. This will go into probably my jelly roll blanket, where I have other 5 single sets. I have a Heartstopper one that went in to sort of determine the length of the blanket. But yeah, so this is beautiful. Again, it's kind of a deep, deep greens, and maybe like a beautiful creamish yellow, and kind of a rosish. It's coming across orange, just a little more red, rose color. She didn't share, or I didn't find the inspiration pictures, but I kind of got the vibe. I kind of get it. It just sort of works. The thing that's missing for me would be a blue of some sort. I don't know. Lizzie always makes me think of blue, but maybe that's what this one is. But yeah, so those are the ones that I collect. Again, this will probably go into a blanket. Most of the others, who knows what will happen. They're just ones that because they have an association to something else, they're definitely more collecting than buying. I try really hard, and I will, next year I'll talk about this more, but next year I'm hoping to really only buy with a purpose, and to continue working my stash down from some of the oldest skeins in my stash, working them down to working them into my rotation, so that I can decide, okay, yes, I'm going to knit this. No, I'm never going to knit this. I should donate it. I should destash it, and maybe collect a little bit less. But considering this all goes into one tin, if I squish it, that's not bad, right? For just my collection. The rest is actually, I consider to be the stash that I should be using. And I will use all of those. Those just have that little extra, extra piece, or extra connection. Are there any yarns that when you see you buy, is there any association that you're just like, oh, automatic, add to cart, click, check out, ship to me? For me, it will be Jane Austen. I would love if there was a Mansfield Park inspired one, or even a Persuasion. I think those are probably my two favorite non-major novels. You just got 6, but those are the 2 that I kind of go back to over and over again. I'm looking forward to rereading all 6 of them next year for Jane Austen's 250th birthday. But yeah, so let me know below if you have anything similar to this, or if there's just like a color you always buy when you see it. I'm curious about what people collect versus what they buy, and what your intention is behind it. So casting off for now, I will see you in 2 days to talk about gift knitting.